and then to care for her.
That's because Mary Ross works for the city of Denver, and Denver only allows employees to use sick leave to care for immediate family members. Gay and lesbian city workers did not think that was fair, and so they asked the Career Service Board to consider changing the rules.
At a time when I needed to be present for the most important person in my life, I was told my family didn't count because the city said so. When my partner was denied use of her earned sick leave, and because we couldn't afford for her to take leave without pay, I was denied care by the one person who knew me better than anybody.
The proposed new rule would allow city workers to use sick leave to care for homosexual and unmarried partners. But not everyone thought changing the rules was a good idea.
I don't accept these lame arguments that we need to redefine the family to include domestic partners because of society's changes in demographics. Oh, yes, our society is changing, I'll grant you that, but it's changing for the worse, and things like this cause it to happen.
Some city employees worried that if the sick leave policy changed, homosexual couples would then push for shared medical benefits.
You approve this rule, you have basically circumvented the laws of this state and made these relationships common law marriages, and you will not be able to prevent insurance benefits from being paid out.
The board will not make a decision until at least March 16th. In the meantime, couples like Mary Ross and Jeannie DiClemente will have to use vacation time if their partner gets sick. Mary Ross and Jeannie DiClemente took their case all the way to the Colorado Court of Appeals, but they ultimately lost.
But here's another chance for them, apparently.
Well, unfortunately, Mary Ross at this point no longer works for the city. She's since gotten another job. And Jeannie works for the city, but on a contract basis, so she wouldn't be eligible for this anyway. I think their feeling is that they want to speak out so that other people don't have to go through what they went through. They feel it's unfair, so it's more an opportunity for other couples who may find themselves in a similar situation. But obviously, a lot of people don't think it's appropriate and think it goes fundamentally to what a family is all about, and they don't want to see that change.
Or redefines family.
Now, is the board going to hold any other hearings, or was this it for them, and then they make their decision?
That really wasn't clear. They said that Mary Celeste, one of the board members, said that they would have another hearing on the issue on the 16th, and perhaps they would vote on it. But the chairman of the board said maybe they wouldn't even reach a decision at that point, so it sounds like they have some disagreement about when they'll actually even discuss it again.
All right.
We'll wait to hear more from you.
Keep us posted. Opponents of Washington state's law that allows homosexual couples to adopt children are trying to get that legislation overturned. Before a packed hearing on Wednesday, lawmakers heard arguments for and against gay and lesbian adoption. Supporters of a ban brought an official from the Colorado Springs-based Focus on the Family. He listed a catalog of things that he says are connected to homosexuality,
including extremely high medical risk, relational instability, promiscuity, elevated mental health risks, social disapproval and ostracism, and molestation.
One couple who successfully adopted a little boy after a long legal fight say they predict more battles are ahead.
It worries me a great deal, and the reason that it worries me is that takes a big pool of prospective parents away from children that are waiting for homes.
Several state lawmakers said that they regret spending time on an issue they consider most unlikely to pass.
Also before the Washington State Legislature today, a proposal that would require women to be warned about getting married. Several lawmakers, mostly female, want the wording of marriage license applications revised to make women aware of the possibility of domestic violence. The license would have added to it, quote, "The laws affirm your right to enter into this marriage and at the same time to live within the marriage free from violence and abuse." Sponsors of the measure say domestic violence continues to be a leading cause of death and injury for women in this country, and more public education may help reduce it.
O.J. Simpson said, "Oh my God, she's dead," when a police detective informed him of his ex-wife's murder. But he didn't ask how, when, or where it happened.
And the prosecution is hoping that testimony will work to their advantage in Simpson's murder trial. News 4's Jim Hanchett is live on 4 in Los Angeles with our daily update. Hello, Jim.
Good afternoon, Larry and Amy. Prosecutors here want the jurors to put themselves in O.J. Simpson's shoes. They're asking, what would you say? How would you react to the news he got? O.J. Simpson was at his Chicago hotel. The police were in his kitchen. Detective Ronald Phillips made the call.
I says, well, I've got some bad news. Your ex-wife, Nicole Simpson, has been killed.
What happened next?
I think the first words out of his mouth were something to the effect, oh my God, Nicole is killed. Oh my God, she's dead. And then he got very upset on the telephone.
But Phillips said Simpson never asked the obvious questions.
Did Mr. Simpson ask you how she was killed?
No.
Did he ask you when she was killed?
No.
Did he ask you if you had any idea who had done it?
No.
After the phone call, Phillips said he was led by Detective Mark Furman behind Simpson's guest house. There on the ground, the other bloody glove. Under cross-examination, Phillips defended the decision to delay calling the coroner's office for more than 6 hours. Defense lawyer Johnny Cochran showed jurors regulations demanding immediate notification.
You have to investigate what you have. You have to talk to some certain people. And so as soon as practicable, you immediately make that notification. It's not one of the first things you do when you get to a crime scene. Never has been, Mr. Cochran.
The defense contends the time of death could have been pinpointed if only that call was made earlier. Now, Cochran's approach on a cross-examination signals perhaps a slight change in style for the defense. He's much more genial, upbeat, friendly to the police witness. Quite a contrast to earlier this week when F. Lee Bailey's approach was bombastic, threatening, mean, intimidating, perhaps, if you will. Larry and Amy?
Well, Jim, I found that interesting, too. Here's F. Lee Bailey, the big gun with cross-examination, and he cross-examined the first two people who were on the scene, but clearly the low men on the totem pole. And here comes the first detective to testify, and we get Cochran back. What do you make of that?
They're going back and forth. I think we're going to see F. Lee Bailey on Mark Furman sometime next week. I think they've decided that the jury probably doesn't need daily doses of F. Lee Bailey, that he's more effective when he doesn't perform quite so frequently. So I think we're going to see Bailey next week again.
Jim, I have a note here that the jury is doing something special tonight.
They sure are, Larry. They're all going out to a private performance by pianist Roger Williams. Williams volunteered his efforts. The judge says that's a good idea. Well, it turns out, Larry and Amy, Judge Ito is a Roger Williams fan, so he's going to go too.
I wish I could go. Thank you, Jim.
All right.
The O.J. Simpson case has moved from the courtroom to one classroom, and it's helping to keep kids from ditching class. Attendance was a big problem in Darrell White's science class, but Mr. White has since made a mock crime scene based on the murders of Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman. The case was renamed J.O. Sampson and is helping to teach students about everything from dissection to forensics. And Mr. White says attendance is now near perfect. A Denver assistant school principal who drew national attention to the subject of school discipline began a new job today. Ruben Perez has been temporarily assigned to assistant principal at Kepner Middle School from Mann Middle School. Perez will be working on the district's new project to combat truancy, and so far he's had no comment on his new assignment.
The jury is still deliberating at this hour in the murder trial of James Miller. Miller is the teen accused of murdering another teenager for his Broncos jacket. About 2 hours ago, jurors sent a note to the judge saying they were deadlocked, and the judge asked the jury to continue their deliberations. Prosecutors say there is no doubt Miller was involved in the shooting of Geronimo Maestas in November of 1993. Severe and sometimes deadly weather hit several states today. An ice storm took Oklahoma City by surprise. Further east, a deadly tornado hit Alabama, and flooding swept through northern Georgia. We begin in the Midwest, where the aftermath of a surprise ice storm in the Oklahoma City area left 3 people dead. The victims died in 3 separate accidents. Icy roads were blamed for hundreds of accidents in that area. In Alabama, at least 3 people, including a child, were killed by a tornado. Authorities say another 100 people were injured. The tornado flipped mobile homes and left pink insulation dangling from the trees. They were ripped right out of the ground. And the same storm system did different damage in Georgia, causing flooding in the northern part of that state. Families at one mobile home park were forced from their homes by the flooding. More rainfall is predicted to hit that area through the evening.
Lots of problems in lots of areas, but not here.
Not here. We had a little bit of wind this morning, especially in the foothills, up to 90-mile-an-hour gusts in some of the higher mountain or foothills to the west of town. But you wouldn't know it here in town. We still had those nice clear skies, and the temperatures are a little bit warmer around here today. Want to go outside?
Take us out there.
There we go. We have a few high, thin clouds around here this afternoon, but that is just about it. There's a good long, wide shot looking off to the foothills to the west. That's a live city cam. 38 degrees, the current temperature. Humidity at 59%. The barometer on the way up, 30.17 inches. North wind at 8. We had a high today of 51 degrees. And here's the forecast for Denver and vicinity. Tonight, mostly clear. It'll be windy in the foothills, a low of about 25 degrees. A nice mild night and a nice warm day for tomorrow. Mostly sunny,
Nice.
and it will be breezy, especially in the foothills. 59. I'll take it for the high tomorrow.
I'm with you. Well, there is help for women who want to put the lid on men who don't have good bathroom etiquette. This story of a device that offers a friendly reminder about where the seat goes. I have no idea. Coming up at 4:30.
Yes, you do. Still ahead in this half hour, choosing the right person and place for training your pet. Our pet vet has some tips.
And unlike his Cheers character, Ted Danson is headed to the altar. News hot from Hollywood coming up next.
For the President's Day sale at American Furniture Warehouse, we've marked down every time machine in stock. These babies are designed to take you into the future in style. Besides our collection of time machines, we've retrofitted the manufacturer's suggested retail price on alpha-wave facilitators, beta-level task enhancement modules, tribal empowerment configurations, and multifunction fueling platforms. We're having a President's Day sale at all of our 8 showrooms. It's part of the revolution in furniture retailing, the American Revolution.
If you want a lot, but you don't want to spend a lot, now your Lincoln Mercury dealer has some great news for you.
Starting at under $20,000, the 1995 Mercury Villager is the perfect place to spend winter. It comes complete with a versatile sliding rear seat, side window defoggers, front-wheel drive, plus standard 4-wheel anti-lock brakes. And you can get seating for 7. All this in a minivan that drives like a car, even in the snow.
So don't just sit there. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
Why Alberto VO5?
So you don't have to worry about daily damage from curling or drying. Just use VO5 hot oil every week. If she missed a week, I'd know. Because only VO5 has a patented bonding system you use before you shampoo. Different, huh? It penetrates in deep conditions. Leaves hair strong, silky, healthy looking.
Why Alberto VO5 hot oil? Because once a week does so much. And now try Alberto VO5 hot oil hair therapy.
You supported the Rockies in a big way, and you continue to show your support for the Broncos. And you've been courtside for the Nuggets, too. We support each other, and we support high school athletics. For many of these athletes, the state tournament is their NBA final, or a World Series, or Super Bowl. High school athletics bring communities together, and they bring out the best in the kids.
Support your high school athletic program. Join the Rockies, Nuggets, and Broncos in News 4 and see a high school tournament.
Hoop Dreams got snubbed at the Oscars.
And that may be just the beginning of the story. Our critic at large, Greg Moody, joins us with more.
Yeah, this has caused quite a lot of stir, and it appears the stir is having some effect in Hollywood. The Academy Best Picture and Best Documentary pickers both ignored Hoop Dreams. Easily one of the best made, most dramatic, and insightful movies of the year. Completely ignored it. Now, because of the critical outcry, the Academy may be changing the way it nominates documentaries. The president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences says he plans to review the way documentary films are nominated. The documentaries are nominated now by a committee made up of documentary filmmakers. A number of committee members and friends find their documentaries nominated, while other such movies as Hoop Dreams, The Thin Blue Line, and Roger and Me are ignored. Critics charge a conflict of interest and favoritism. The president of the Academy says they'll look into it. I'll have more on this in a commentary at 6:30. Ted Danson and Mary Steenburgen are engaged. No word yet on a wedding date. Danson, long the star of Cheers, has been struggling with a movie career of late and bad press following his routine, you know which one, at a Friars Club roast for former girlfriend Whoopi Goldberg. Steenburgen recently co-starred in Philadelphia. She's got an impressive list of acting credentials. This will be the second marriage for both. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith, will soon be the single Prince of Bel-Air. Smith and his wife, Sherry, are splitting up. They made the announcement to counter headlines in the tabloids. Sherry Smith filed for divorce yesterday, citing irreconcilable differences. They were married in 1992. They have a son. Smith will soon star in a new movie called Bad Boys. And Carl Reiner will recreate his role as Alan Brady from the old Dick Van Dyke Show on tonight's edition of Mad About You. Star Paul Reiser wanted to include Reiner as Brady as a tribute to the old Dick Van Dyke Show. Watch for another tribute late in the show. Mad About You looks great. Airs tonight at 7 on NBC and News 4. It will be followed by a new episode of Friends, 2 Seinfelds, and a brand new episode of ER. Then, News 4 tonight at 10. Great TV. ER has got a great episode tonight. Don't miss it. Tonight, today, whatever, in trivia, some Sally Field trivia. Why will become clear in the very near future. Sally Field has won the Best Actress Oscar twice. Name the 2 movies.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. I've got it now. Sally Field has won the Best Actress Oscar twice. Name the 2 movies. We'll be back a little later in First News with the answer to that question, and we'll take a look at her new movie, A Woman of Independent Means.
Fermez la bouche.
Fermez la bouche, la grande bouche.
Thanks,
Greg. Speaking of Mad About You, Murray the dog is lending his celebrity status to a pill that shoos away fleas, and that's coming up next.
And also ahead.
Some people think when the lift shut down, all the action's in Aspen. But other mountain towns know how to rock. This is Bill Houston, and I'll take you on a nightlife tour of Vail, coming up on First News at 4.
I think to myself, I'm not that great, because I'm not when I look at the rest of the United States.
She's 14, a high school freshman, and maybe a world-class swimmer. And if she wins a medal someday, she'll have her parents to thank.
It'll have a major impact on the travel agency community.
In fact, it could put them out of business. Airlines are changing the way they deal with travel agents.
My mother, God bless her, she's always said to me, this America.
And Greg Moody would like to slam dunk the Motion Picture Academy for leaving hoop dreams in the backcourt. All that and more tonight at 6:30 on News 4.
You need a car wash, you need a professional job, and you don't have time to waste. Your car's a big investment, and we can help you protect it. That's why we've installed the finest touch-free car wash system in the country. You can afford a Waterworks car wash, and you'll be on your way in 15 minutes, or your next one is free. Visit either of our 2 locations, and you will see the difference a Waterworks car wash can make.
Okay, the KFC Value Challenge keeps on rolling. So, have you heard about the new Mega Meals for One at KFC?
No.
Oh, we've been kind of busy. Well, choose your favorite chicken, roasted, fried. Choose any 3 side dishes like macaroni and cheese, barbecue baked beans, mashed.
Could you pass me a biscuit?
Okay, and how about a delicious dessert?
How much?
$3.99.
For all this?
Yep, $3.99.
I may never cook again. That's cool.
Easy, Fred.
The new Mega Meal for One at KFC. We challenge anybody to give you more meal for your money.
Right now, for a limited time only, every Hoover cleaner is priced right during the Power of Hoover sale, now at Kmart. The Elite Upright with 17.0 cleaning effectiveness per amp, attached tools, and 8-foot hose is only $97.97. And the new Dimension Upright with 19.0 cleaning effectiveness per amp, microfiltration, and top-mounted tools is only $179.97. Get unbeatable savings on Hoover cleaners during the Power of Hoover sale, now at Kmart.
In News for Pets today, a new pill could make fussing with fleas and flea collars a thing of the past. Murray the dog from Mad About You was used as a guinea pig of sorts today to demonstrate a new pill that keeps fleas away. The maker of the pill says it keeps the critters away from dogs for a month. It's called Program, and it will be available in pet stores beginning next month.
Feel a little itchy?
I don't know, not with this one.
How you like this?
Soft.
You like cats? This friendly little feline might be the pet for you.
Yeah.
This is Scooter the cat, a 3-month-old kitten available
Scooter's
for adoption
purring.
from the Denver Dumb Friends League. The motor is running here.
Yeah.
Yes, what a nice
No,
cat.
Scooter gets along just fine.
Scooter's got a
Just both of us. With other cats and dogs. He's indoors only, loves to play. As you can tell, you're going to come right back here so you don't go flying over.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Picture. There you go.
And Scooter needs a good home. So if you're interested in adopting Scooter, stop by the Denver Dumb Friends League at 2080 South Quebec Street. Or you can call for more information, 751, where are you? 5772. 751-5772. Can you hear her?
Missed the little slot there in the picture, but there. Oh, yes. And a
Can you
voice
hear
that's just great, isn't it?
Hey.
Will you handle Scooter?
Woo!
I'll continue with
Go
business.
this way. There,
gone.
he's yours.
We've always been told you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you know what? That's not true. Our pet vet, News 4 correspondent Rich Ford, has tips on dog obedience and selecting the right trainer.
Believe it or not, all breeds are trainable. Puppies from 6 months to a year old make the best students, so the sooner you begin, the better. Here are some basic minimum tasks that are reasonable to shoot for. Walking on a leash, coming when called, sitting and lying in place on command. Keep the command simple, one word if possible, and avoid using a common word like no. It can confuse them. If you see bad behavior, simply say something like, hey. The idea is to break their concentration. Sit and down are separate commands. To run them together only confuses the dog.
Try and leave it. Good, leave it.
Dogs should learn to obey the words, leave it.
Good toy, good girl.
When they release the item, follow up with lavish praise.
That's a good toy.
Consistency is extremely important. Always use the same command for the desired behavior. If you should decide to use a professional trainer, do so with caution. Observe the classes or get a recommendation from a friend or veterinarian. Some instructors use food to achieve positive reinforcement. Others motivate by using a sharp voice, but never hire a trainer who hits. Don't expect too much at once. Too many demands, too fast, not only stresses the dog, it can set the whole process back. And it's the #1 reason pet owners give up on dog training. For NBC News, I'm Dr. Rich Ford.
And remember, when your dog shows progress, don't be afraid to reward them with a treat. Milkshakes are good. Even dogs that don't like to work for free, so give them a treat.
Quizzes.
Quiz? Oh, is it that time?
It is.
All right, next thing on the script. First news quiz, money time.
Yeah.
Your chance to win up to $5,000, $1,000 at a time. $1,000 for today's answer, $2,000 for 2 in a row, up to $5,000 for 5 answers in a row. Here's today's answer. It is Skates of Gold, 7 o'clock this Saturday. Skates of Gold is the answer to the quiz. Let's make the call.
You've probably heard a lot about the Oldsmobile Bravada. So what's the big deal? Sure, it's got 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, full-time all-wheel drive, a rugged 4.3-liter V6 engine, power windows and locks. Oh, and one other feature. A simplified price of just $25,495. Thousands less than the competition. Bravada, the 200-horsepower sport utility vehicle from Oldsmobile.
The athletes are ready. Are you? Brought to you by these Platinum patrons. For tickets, call 303-830-8497.
Warren Foltz talks about no premium senior plan.
Maintaining good health is very important to me. Choosing a health plan isn't something I take lightly. To get better coverage than Medicare without paying a cent more, why would anyone not enroll? Hey, it's not like there's a pot of gold waiting at the summit of each peak. FHP provides me with a pharmacy benefit with up to $700 of prescriptions per year. When I go to the doctor, I want to know that I'm going to someone I trust.
FHP Senior Plan. Premium care without the premium.
It's a little bit country where hot and cool connect.
Hot eats, cool treats at Dairy Queen.
There's real country cooking at Dairy Queen. The chicken strip basket. 4 golden strips of chicken, all white breast meat, moist and tender. Crispy French fries, Texas toast, and country gravy. The chicken strip basket at Dairy Queen. You all drop in for lunch or dinner.
Hot eats, cool treats, we treat you right.
Carpet Exchange stocks more carpet. More carpet than all our competition combined. Now get DuPont Master Life, just $12.99 a square yard. Carpet Exchange. More carpet for your money.
Here's the answer to the first news quiz. It is Skates of Gold, and when we called prefix 742, we got a wrong answer. Wrong answer at 742. We'll make another call in the next half hour, so stick around. We might be calling you.
When most people think of nightlife in the mountains, they think of Aspen with the Caribou Club, Planet Hollywood, and Hard Rock Cafe. But our man about the mountains, Rocky Mountain News columnist Bill Husted, says other mountain towns know how to boogie too. And today, Bill shows the wild side of a usually quiet village, Vail. Is Vail really turning that wild? Like, do you wear these glasses in Vail?
No, I don't. Well, I wouldn't call it a wild, crazy town yet, but Vail's definitely getting more and more interesting.
Really?
When you think of Vail, you think of President Ford, Dan Quayle, Bob Hope, and sedate surroundings. A nice family resort, but that image may be getting a little bit out of date. A tour of the town's nightlife reveals that it's not as sleepy as you might think. Downtown Vail at 10:30. Things look a little on the quiet side, wouldn't you say? Do you know where your children are? Do you know where anybody is? Probably at one of three places. Shika's, once a disco for seniors nicknamed the Wrinkle Room, now a bustling nightclub for the young and old alike. Nick's is right across the street. The crowd here, a little younger. I think you have to wear your hat backwards to get into the place. And fans of the blues and live music head to Garton's, where a few hundred rock away the night to the sounds of High Plains Drifter. For years, Vail has been hailed as an international ski mecca. And now it looks like the town has some nightlife to brag about, too. But the jury is still out on which is better, the action on the ski slopes or the action in town after dark.
That's a tough choice. I say it's 50-50.
Skiing's better. The nightlife's nothing. Definitely the nightlife. Definitely.
Nightlife, I don't ski that much. I can't hear you. We came for the party atmosphere. This is the best.
I'm definitely going to have to say the nightlife, without a doubt in my mind. I've been here for 4 years, and the nightlife is where it's at.
After you finish having a fun day on the slopes, you have a fun day at night. And there's no other place like Colorado. Thank you, God.
Yes, thank you, God, for Vail's hot new nightlife. Because after skiing and after après-ski, you gotta go someplace. And sometimes you just gotta rock and roll. So it's pretty fun up there. It's, you know, you look at that street, you were saying that's Bridge Street. You look down Vail sometimes, it's like 10:30. There's not a soul. But these clubs were jammed.
Yeah. That was a terrible assignment you had to go through.
I know.
We got to lug around a camera. It's not all a holiday, you know.
Thanks for doing that for us.
It was fun. Yeah, I had a good week up there.
It was a good introduction for all of us. Thank you.
Thanks.
What's the best city in the United States for women to live in? The results of One Magazine's evaluation are just ahead in our next half hour.
The Troubleshooter will answer your questions on leased cars, accidents, and insurance. Also, doctors told this woman her son would die if he was taken off life support, but they were wrong.
Hear that sound? It's a sound that could be heard in the bathrooms of families nationwide. We'll explain why in just a minute.
Some days I get these really pounding headaches. I used to take Tylenol, but it didn't always get rid of all the pain. So I've been using Advil for a while now. I found that on my tough headaches, 2 Advil work better than 2 extra-strength Tylenol tablets, better than Tylenol gel caps. And you know, nothing's been proven to last longer than Advil. For my tough headaches, Advil just works better. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
And for a cold, try Advil Cold and Sinus. It's tough on colds like Advil is on pain.
For thousands of your Colorado neighbors who can't afford to heat their homes, their only source of warmth is you. Please give generously. Your tax-deductible gift will help the Colorado Energy Assistance Foundation keep Coloradans warm.
Take another look at Glenwood Springs, one of Colorado's most affordable winter playgrounds, Colorado Spa in the Rockies, where you can enjoy great skiing, snowboarding, even a scenic backcountry snowmobile ride. We have it all. Then put the perfect finish on your Colorado day in our soothing hot mineral waters and natural vapor caves. Put a little sunlight in your day Affordable ski sunlight packages begin at only $45. Call this number for more information. Take another look at Glenwood Springs.